Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Michelle. I am 30 years old and I have been living with type 1 diabetes since I was 12 years old. I have gotten so many lovely comments from you all lately on my vlogs saying how you love to see the types of meals that I make. So I really wanted to make a realistic what I eat in a week video, showing you just some of the meals that we make throughout the week. And this video is really intended just to give you ideas and inspiration. It is 100% not intended to tell you how to eat if you also live with diabetes, because as I say on this channel all the time, we are all so different. So one type of food choice isn't going to work for all of us. I personally do not subscribe to a specific type of diet. I just eat kind of an overall well-balanced diet with lots of whole foods. I try to eliminate all the processed stuff, but let's be real, sometimes for dinner I will stick some frozen chicken fingers in the oven. And also, to be honest, I do have quite a bit of a sweet tooth as well. It's really just all about balance. You will notice in this vlog that my husband and I also eat a lot of plant-based meals. We try to minimize our meat consumption for environmental reasons, but we aren't strict vegetarians. So yes, I just wanted to put this all out there at the beginning of this video because I do receive a lot of comments on my vlogs, and quite often some pretty judgmental ones about the way I eat. I also get a lot of questions from people asking why I eat the way I do or why I don't follow a certain diet, and the answer is so simple. I eat the way I do because it's what works for my body and my diabetes management. After living with type 1 diabetes for 18 years, I have found that this is just what works best for me. I feel the best eating this way and the most energized and the happiest. If you are watching this video and you eat completely differently than I do, it doesn't matter because like I said, we're all so different. So pretty much just to summarize this intro, you do what works best for your body. All right, let's get on with it. It is 6 o'clock on Friday night. Rafi, my husband, is actually working late tonight, so I am in charge of dinner. So we're gonna make one of my favorite foods of all time, and that is pasta. And tonight I'm making that viral TikTok feta cheese cherry tomato pasta that you've all probably seen over and over again. Everyone's doing it and I really want to try it. So I have the ingredients out here and I've kind of started figuring out carbs already. It's so easy. You just have a pack of cherry tomatoes, put them in a casserole dish with some olive oil and then of course the feta cheese, and you bake it. For these cherry tomatoes, this is just a regular package. I've already weighed it out on my food scale. 9 grams of carbs. And then we have these delicious looking pasta shells. I figured out that for the whole pack of pasta in this whole bag here, there are 340 grams of carbs. And then I'll show you how I carb count once the pasta is cooked. And I really just use a food scale for all my carb counting now. I didn't before, but I find it is the easiest way to carb count, and also you can get the most accurate carb count by using a food scale. Okay, so I added the tomatoes, the block of feta, a couple cloves of garlic, lots of extra virgin olive oil, some herbs like oregano. I also added some black pepper. I preheated my oven to 350 degrees, just waiting for that to heat up. And then this will go in for 40 minutes. All right, so the feta tomato thing is out and I have mashed it up. So I mixed it all together just with using a fork, and then I added some chopped up spinach leaves as well, just to add some nutrition. Pasta is boiling. Typically at this stage, what you would do is you drain the pasta and then put it in the dish and mix it all together. But since we need to carb count the pasta separately, I'm just gonna put the pasta in my bowl and then scoop the sauce on top. Time for some carb counting math. I've weighed out all of the wet pasta, so I have the total weight. So that is 989 grams total weight. So we know that this whole bowl is worth 340 grams of carbs. So we're gonna go 340 divided by 989. So we know that for the pasta, it's 0.344 grams of carbs per total weight. So now when I weigh out my pasta, all I have to do is take the weight of my pasta and multiply it by this little ratio factor here. And that's how I get my grams of carbs. And I hope that makes sense. 172 grams of pasta times 0.344 is 59 grams. That was so good. Really, really rich and filling though. I'm really full. What do you think, Rafi?
Yeah, it was delicious. But yeah, damn, I'm so full.
We're definitely gonna make it again. I think we're gonna use smaller pasta because those shells were a massive. Definitely not meant for this sauce, but it was still so good and yeah, delicious. Good Friday night dinner. Good evening. It is Saturday night and I am in charge of making dinner again because my husband is is working. So since last night's dinner was really rich and heavy, tonight I want to make something light, healthy, and just altogether very nutritious. So I'm gonna do veggie wraps, which you've probably seen me do before. I also realized that I should have mentioned at the beginning of this video why I carb count, in case someone is brand new to this channel. You might be thinking, like, why does this girl care about carbs? So the reason why I carb count is because I have to give insulin via my insulin pump whenever I eat. And in order to know how much insulin to give, I was taught at my diabetes clinic when I was first diagnosed that I need to carb count. And I should also mention that people are taught to carb count differently depending on where you're diagnosed, where you live. So I know some people do not subtract fiber from carbs, but I do. That's just how I was taught. So if you see me doing that in this video, that's just because that's how I was trained to count carbs. All right, so I'll show you what we're gonna do with these wraps. So chickpeas, oh my gosh, these are so delicious. I love chickpeas. I'm going to roast them with some olive oil, some garlic, salt, and pepper. And luckily, these chickpeas have carbs on the side. So it says for half a cup, it is worth 17 minus 4, so 13 grams of carbs for half a cup. And luckily, they do not really change size when I roast them because I don't roast them for long. So that carb count is very helpful. Fresh avocado, spinach leaves, Brussels sprout leaves that I peeled off because I love to roast these and get them nice and crispy with some garlic. Oh, so good. Tomato slices, red pepper, which I will also roast, and then zucchini, which I will roast. Now, the only things that really have carbs would be chickpeas definitely have carbs. These might have a few and these might have a few. So I'm gonna count them now on my scale to see exactly how many and if I really need to worry about them. Okay, so the scale that I have, I use the Perfect Portion scale. This is not sponsored by Perfect Portions, but I feel like I mention it so often in my video that I should be sponsored by them. I'm going to just put the red pepper on the scale, and the scale is clean, don't worry. And now what I can do is I can look up the code for red pepper in the book that comes with the scale. There's also an app for this scale. It's called Food Codes. Oh no, I don't think I remember my password. I don't know why it asks for a password. That's really stupid. Sweet red pepper raw 0833. So I'm gonna type that in. Okay, so the total carbs for this entire stack of peppers, which I'm not even gonna eat all of these, I'm maybe gonna have like 3 slices in my wrap, is 6 grams of carbs. So I might add like 1 gram onto my total carb count from these peppers, and that's it. The tomatoes I can also imagine are really low carb. Let's put them on. 2 grams. And then the wrap itself is just out of a package, nothing fancy, but has carbs in the back. For 1 wrap, it is 13 grams of carbs. Gonna set my oven to 350. Go. And yes, I realize that this is gonna be a huge issue to close, but I'm just gonna do my best. About to have dinner by myself. So all of this together is 30 grams of carbs, which I already gave insulin for. I think I'm gonna have to eat some of the contents of the wrap before I fold it into a wrap. Happy Valentine's Day. It is Sunday morning and I am currently making my favorite pancakes, which are almond flour pancakes. I pretty much make these every weekend, but I'm not gonna show in this video because I actually am going to be making a completely separate video dedicated to my favorite breakfast foods. So stay tuned for that, but I just wanted to show you a couple of clips of this quickly because I made the pancakes pink and heart-shaped for Valentine's Day and they're so cute. These pancakes are also really good and they are low carb for those of my viewers who do prefer to eat lower carb. So it's a great option and stay tuned for this in a future video.
All right, tonight we're having a really easy meal. So this is just like some sauteed spinach, and then we have some sliced cucumber here for greens, and then in the oven we have just a baked fish. Michelle can show you the carb count, and there's some sweet potato and Brussels sprouts.
Thanks, Rafi. Yes, I am in my pajamas already, and it's not 7 o'clock yet, but you know, pandemic times. This is the fish that we're having. It's just breaded, like frozen fish that we stuck in the oven, and the carb counts on the side, it's 16 grams per fillet. And then just some roasted veggies, so it's healthy as well.
I think it'll be good.
Dinner is served, so 12 grams of sweet potatoes. I measured this with my food scale, 16 grams for this fish fillet, and then we've got Brussels sprouts, spinach, and cucumber, and that's all worth 0. Tonight we're doing another pasta dish. We have this healthy whole wheat pasta, and I measured it using the same technique I used on Friday night with that pasta. And then Rafi made this homemade meat sauce with ground turkey meat, and then I just put a little bit of Parmesan on top, and altogether this is 45 grams of carbs, and I'm so excited to dig in and get some protein. We're having dinner, a little bit of a makeshift dinner, but it looks so good. So we've got some sauteed spinach, onion, mushrooms, and edamame here, some roasted sweet potato, avocado, and then some grilled breaded chicken. So the chicken is worth 10 grams and the sweet potatoes worth 10 grams. So altogether this is worth 20. It is Thursday at lunch, and this is the last meal that I'm gonna show in this What I Eat in a Week vlog. And it's actually the only lunch I'm showing. I just realized I haven't shown any lunches, and the reason for this is because for lunch we usually just have leftovers from the night before. We always make extras so that we have food for lunch, or because lunch is always really rushed with work, so I don't have time to film it. But today we don't have leftovers and I have time to film, so I'm gonna show you what I make for lunch when I don't have leftovers. So we're going really simple today. I'm just gonna do kind of avocado toast. So I have this bread here. It's sprouted power bread, so it's like healthier. And for one slice, it is worth 14 grams. So 2 slices is worth 28. That's what I'll have. I'm gonna put it in the toaster, and I'm actually gonna put cottage cheese on it. I know it sounds gross, but I saw my friend do it the other day on Instagram and she really inspired me. And then I'm gonna put avocado on as well. So we'll see how that turns out. Here's the final product. So we've got the toast, cottage cheese, then avocado with some olive oil on top, everything but the bagel seasoning, and some hemp hearts. All done lunch and just about to head back to work. That lunch was honestly so easy, so good, and so filling. Highly recommend. And if you think cottage cheese is gross, then you can probably replace it with ricotta and it would be really good as well. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe got some meal ideas. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this because I'd be happy to film them. And I will see you next time. Bye!